Okay, let's get to a very serious subject, though. Okay? Let's get to a very serious subject that I need to talk about because I haven't talked about it yet. Odo? That's right. The One Piece is real. Folks, last night I went through a traumatic experience. I finally got to the moment. I won't tell you openly what moment it is because a lot of you know what that is, and most of you did a very good job of hiding that moment from me, even though I knew about it because it was spoiled. It was spoiled, 1, due to chat, and it was spoiled, 2, due to it was solidified by Gigic's wife. But it's okay. It was still a traumatic moment. I wish it wasn't spoiled for me. Yes, but it's okay. It's okay. Did I cry? I did not. I did not cry. Actually, as a matter of fact, I got a little annoyed. I got a little annoyed that everyone was crying. I did not cry, on the other hand. But ultimately, it was still a very emotional moment because he is my favorite. Absolutely my favorite. After Zoro, of course. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, that's right. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted more. I wanted more of him. Does that make sense? I really, really, really wished that Ace was more prominent in the earlier places, in the earlier parts of the saga, because, like, he's so powerful. He's so cool. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying that, like, well, you guys know who my favorite character is. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. I'm just talking about, like, I'm wishing for more Ace in the earlier parts of the saga. Ace is a character on One Piece, and he is wonderful. So the Ace dick riding is crazy, dude. That is insane. That's insane to consider that dick riding. Okay. If a dick deserves to be rode, it's Ace. How dare you? How dare you? And I think, like, I'm sure this is a very Oda thing. I'm sure that there's, like, going to be so much more later about, like, why Ace is the way he is or whatever. Because, like, leading up to that moment, I would go so far as to say that, like, it doesn't really talk about his development that much. Like, his background is basically, oh yeah, my father is who he is, okay, and like everybody hates him, and that's why everybody hates me. I should have never been born, and I always felt like it wasn't. I always felt like that wasn't enough. Like, I'm sure maybe it'll come later. I hope it comes later because, like, it left me with more questions. You know what I mean? It left me with more questions. It left me wanting more. But yeah, the Pirate War is incredible. It's great. It's the most slammed, content-filled, Oda at its best. Perhaps maybe even too many different new characters introduced arc. So it was great. The other side of the story is obviously Whitebeard, who I thought was a really cool character as well. But it almost felt like, especially with Whitebeard, you get, like, bits and pieces of him. throughout the entire saga. Like, he's seen as the protector, right? What he's done for Fishman Island and all this stuff that gets like mentioned by other people, but his lore is never like really. His lore is never really shown. I think, or you don't really get to see a buildup of his character before things happen. So maybe there will be some, like I'm literally at that point right now, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll see more. I have not finished the entirety of Marineford yet. So, thoughts on Jinbei? He's great. Love him. There aren't. Did you ever comment on Doflamingo's speech on the nature of justice? Oh, of history written by the victors? Is that what you're talking about? Doflamingo seems like a very interesting character. I'm not like super fond of him, but I do like. I'm sure that he will be like a very cool. He will be very cool character overall. But like, as far as where One Piece started and where it is now, 490 episodes deep, is so different. And yet, there is still a permanence between like what happened in the beginning with characters and character development and what I'm seeing 500 episodes deep. And that's what makes it really awesome, I think. That's why people like it a lot. Like, for example, I don't know what this means yet, but it clearly means something that everyone has a D in the middle of their names, right? And they basically give you like a little sneak peek of it. They give you a little sneak peek of what that means, like the will of D. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is. I have a middle name that starts with a D, Hasan D. Piker, which, you know, is interesting to me on that front, But I find that really interesting that, like, from the start, this motherfucker had an idea of what to do with that, of what to do with, like, you know, these different concepts, and he just never reveals it for, like, 1,000 episodes. You have to be on some different shit, dude. You're writing this thing for 20 fucking years, and you're just keeping that a secret? What's wrong with you? Like, that's, like, weird. That's too much. What the fuck's going on with your brain? The manga didn't explain D yet, too. 1,050 plus volumes. It feels, maybe I'm wrong, but it literally feels like, it feels like it's going to be like a national holiday when One Piece ends in Japan. Like, I feel like, it's so crazy. It's so ongoing, and it's, I don't know, it's such a cultural thing out there, especially. But One Piece already has a day in Japan. That's awesome. Anime only watchers are not going to be able to avoid when One Piece is revealed in the manga. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to fucking catch up, because I feel like it's never going to. I want to catch up because there's no way to avoid spoilers at that point when fucking that happens. But yeah, there's a 6-hour YouTube video accounting how One Piece is the modern Odyssey. I mean, I think there's a lot of good, but then there's some weaknesses too. I think if I were to say, like, if I were to put Oda's flaws in storytelling, there are certainly some. Lamau, no shot. Okay, everyone's going to fucking yell at me, but I think one thing that I mentioned that I certainly have now officially solidified in my mind, maybe it changes, you know, in the next 1,000 fucking episodes. All of Skypiea? No. I think Skypiea is underrated. The fan base doesn't like Skypiea. I liked Skypiea. It was a bit long, but I like Skypiea. I think Skypiea is great. I did not like Thriller Bark. I think Thriller Bark is significantly weaker of an arc than Skypiea. Okay. But then again, I do like politics. So that's like, I'm always gonna like a fucking, revolutionary indigenous militant group trying to win their land back and fight back violently to win their land back. You know what I mean? Like that's, it's big. I'm big on that. But the other thing where are you still doing the thing where you skip filler eps? Yes, but One Piece surprisingly doesn't have that much filler. Like people say One Piece has a lot of filler because it has a lot of episodes, but it doesn't have a lot of filler. It does sometimes get a little annoying with the pacing. That's it. Fillers are a waste of time, and there's a lot of wasteful filler early on, but I'm watching like 100 episodes plus with no filler in between. The filler is in the middle of the episode sometimes. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the pacing can get a little fucking annoying, anime style, when they do so much recap. There are certain episodes where the first 7 minutes is like literally a recap, and then in between the fight sequence, you get more recap. Okay? Sometimes a recap of the prior episode, and I'm like, bro, I just watched this, and then nothing happens in the entire episode, and it's like fucking annoying, which is why a lot of people say read the manga, which I do understand why. But yeah, it's just like it definitely does get hard to watch. It's nowhere near as bad as like Dragon Ball Z or whatever. Anyway, Oda's strengths are incredible character development and wonderful storytelling that like is interwoven through all of those awesome characters, right? They're super unique. They have a lot of there's so many really, really unique characters that you don't really get, right? Interwoven. Am I saying it wrong? Shut up. English is my second language. Fuck you. Okay? My W's and V's are fucked up. Woven. Okay. Fuck you. Anyway, that stuff is good. But one weakness is obviously, in the anime at least, a lot of filler, okay? Like a lot of filler in the sequences. Sometimes the pacing is like really fucked up, okay? And then secondly, I think Oda is not very good at like building. I can't believe I'm about to say this. People are going to get mad at me. I don't think Oda is very good at doing like tactical fights. He's not. He's so good at characters, but every fucking fight sequence is literally boulder into the enemy over and over again. Just boulder into the enemy over and over again. And at a certain point, I'm like, come on, dog. I want to see some fucking like chess style combat. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, I'm like let's say Ace is fighting Aokiji, right? I'm like, well, this is sick because like he is, he is a fire. He has a fire fruit, or it doesn't even. I don't even know if it's fruit or not. But like his power is fire. Aokiji's power is ice. That's like a perfect. That is literally like a perfect counter to one another, right? And you kind of see that with Eneru, right? They briefly allude to that, but that's the most you get. Eneru and Luffy, like that's the most you get, because it just kind of stays there. They don't do anything other than like they don't have a lot of like surprise plot twists, I would say, or like tactics that you put together. And you know, the fighting can be a little predictable at times. You know what I mean? You just like always expect them to, through the power of friendship, just boulder into the fucking fight, or there's a new power that's unlocked within a character, and you're like, oh, that's sick, which is sick. Those powers are cool. Like hockey is a cool concept, and it is not even as offensively thrown in your face like JoJo did with stands. You know what I mean? Like JoJo just like changed the fighting mechanism out of fucking nowhere, and you're like, what? That's crazy. How does this happen? What are you doing? Right? Whereas like hockey actually is slowly but surely placed into the fucking placed into the storyline. Like they introduce it well. So that stuff is great. But I really do wish that there was more I wish that there was more tactical fights, I didn't say stands are bad. Yeah, I love JoJo. I just think, first of all, part of what I wish One Piece was like is that it would be like JoJo more. Do you not understand it? JoJo is incredibly tactical, which I love. That's what I mean. Like it would be the perfect, like absolutely perfect 100% perfect fucking anime if it also had a little bit more tactical fights. More gay? No, One Piece is gay as fuck, dog. It's not as gay as JoJo, but it's very fucking gay. One Piece is gay as hell, dude. I wish JoJo was more like One Piece in the opposite ways that I want One Piece to be like JoJo. Yeah, JoJo is like, JoJo is awesome, but also like a fever dream. Like One Piece is very well organized, and the pacing can be off at times, but like it's very well organized over the course of 1,000 episodes. Like every hole gets plugged in a story. So much so that it's like difficult to find the plot holes that actually don't make sense. Like one of the things that I immediately fucking clapped on early on was with Brook in the Thriller Bark saga. When Brook starts talking about his when Brook is basically like filling for a prior plot point, and you find out about how he's he is the ship, he is the last remaining person from the ship of Laboon, right? I knew immediately that they never showed Brook. They never showed Brook's character because I've been watching it closely, that I knew that there was never any mention of Brook when they were writing it early on. And I think that they thought Brook was a cool character. I literally went back to watch it just to see if they actually fucking ever showed Brook as a character. They didn't. Denims, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. But yeah, basically, they never actually mentioned Brook at all. Brook was like an insert. You know what I mean? Brook wasn't planned from the jump. Or at least in the anime, I don't know. Oda definitely changed the fighting style after Marineford, and the hockey system becomes much more integral to the fights. Okay. But yeah, Oda is really, really cool at writing political anime and talking about slowly but surely feeding you a worldview that is evolving on a goofy ass motherfucker like Luffy's through the lens of like a goofy ass kid who basically starts recognizing that like, there is perhaps a reason why he is always finding himself against the Marine Corps. At first it doesn't really make sense. Like the Marines are like kind of funny, kind of funky, kind of stupid, kind of silly. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of corruption, but then you feel like that corruption, like with the Zoro arc, you're like, oh, that corruption must be just like a one-off, right? Because we're all also conditioned to see works of art where police are seen as like the good guys always, right? But then at this point, you're like, oh shit, these guys are really fucking bad. These are bad guys. And the entire world government is bad. And the Marines are really fucking bad. Just cover politics, says hairstylist for Cruz. So how is this conductive to creating a better society? How is this stream has become literally so spineless? I miss the old Hossie. We are literally doing a filler right now for a political stream. Do your job. Filling right now. Okay. I'm just going to do this really quickly. First of all, easiest ban of all time, hairstylist for Ted Cruz. This is, for all of you who are watching right now, this is a very important announcement. Take your medication. Okay? Take your medicine. Take your medication. I haven't done a One Piece update in a long time. This was a pretty big part of the fucking One Piece lore. Okay? I am not exclusively a political streamer, but when you come in here and scream, do your fucking job, I will ban you. Anyway. Okay. That was the One Piece part of that was the One Piece update. Okay. Also, that guy just thinks that like me covering politics is praxis. It's not. Shut the fuck up. And lastly, at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. We're gonna get into the politics now. We're gonna talk about the TikTok CEO and numerous other things. Wait, did I forget to blast off today? Holy fuck! It's been an hour. I haven't even blasted off yet. Okay, I'm going to run the ad break. I'm going to fucking blast off. And then we're going to get to the news. One Piece anime took over animation too fast, so they have to keep their speed low. Normally, it's like 2-3 chapters per episode, but they can't do that because they both release once a week. Yeah. That was a long-ass intro. Deutsche Bank is in trouble. Uh-oh. Thoughts on Akainu? Fucking hate him. Just fucking hate him, dude. But like, also, this is a little bit like him. And this hat, I got his drip right now a little bit, like low key. But also, such a good fucking villain, dude. I am giving Akainu core a little bit. Akainu equals conservatism? Yeah, literally. He is so perfect. Anyway. All right, let's blast off. TikTok ban. I can't wait for you to watch One Piece essays when you're caught up. Lemon you'd love the political breakdowns. Yeah, One Piece is a very political anime, which is why I'm shocked that people don't recognize it as such. Like, it is a formative political work. Straight up. Otakus don't think.